Okay, now I hit the button. Let's see.
Attempt number 2.
Hello, people of Post-Apocalyptia.
Skybolt fucked up.
Boom! There it
Yeah. All right, we are online. Hello, people of the internet.
Oh, we're streaming. Fuck.
We are.
Okay.
is. We are streaming. Everybody has to love sometimes.
Everybody knows how much I am glad that this episode happened. Everything about it has been so wonderful to me. I loved it. This is more shows need this.
What's going on?
Skybot, you should not have gone. Skybot, you should not have gone with a blue background.
What was wrong with the blue?
The problem is that you are fading into it.
I know, but I'm like cycling through colors, and I almost went with the purple, but then Needle disappeared. So it's like it's just kind of like getting it's whatever. Well,
I just go poof.
Camouflage.
Nobody can see me in a field of grapes.
That's true too.
Good evening.
You're the grape colored waifu. Grape flavor.
I am the wasteland grape waifu. I am the grapest waifu. Oh wait. Grapest sounds.
Yeah. Needle has.
Shut up! I'm still waking up.
Needle
That's
has
the
just
best
been
part.
adding to the waifus she voices now. Are we allowed
Guys,
to talk
I did a
about?
thing with blackjack.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw you were talking about that on the titties chat.
Yeah, I do blackjack.
Are we allowed to talk about your other one yet? Your other waifu, the really adorable one.
We can talk about any of my waifus. Yeah, they're all free to be talked about right now.
What's the progress on the horsewife then?
Oh, to be honest, I am not sure. Because
you're voicing horsewife.
I am voicing horsewife. I'm not sure what the progress is on that. Because Selfie was supposed to get in touch with Skybolt so that Skybolt could be Richard.
Oh, yay!
But Selfie's been kind of busy with work and stuff, so I do get to see him this weekend for Everfree. So we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about what's going on.
Yay! I wouldn't mind being Richard. That'd be great. Hello, horse waifu.
Maybe East Corp should just hijack the entire production.
We have exclusive rights from the creator of Horsewife to be doing this.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Well, bow chicka bow.
That's great.
Bow chicka bow wow. When the ladies see me, they say bow.
So,
chicka bow wow.
should we pick up from how we started with the random quote unquote song?
It's not fading in there too bad. It's fine.
So, if anyone hasn't watched Samurai Jack yet, the last episode from last night, you might wanna come back in a little bit. It's because oh my gosh, last night's episode was so amazing.
Yeah,
it
Tom
was
was
really,
freaking
really
out
bad.
about a certain scene that happened in the episode.
Okay, see, that's one thing we could discuss, which is this entire episode was well-managed building of sexual tension. Every scene was that extra little screw, so to speak. It was very well executed. Anyone saying that it came out of nowhere is an idiot. Besides the fact that the last 4 or 5 episodes have been slowly building to something like this.
Exactly. It's been coming through very slowly since the two characters met, essentially. But, and the way they handled it in this episode was spectacular. Like, I'd say that the standout scene, which is hard to pick because there are lots of standout scenes, was the train fight. Just as soon as you've got the fucking tigers with the shirts, and that was the biggest laugh of the episode, was just the tigers all there with the dye Samurai Jack. Like, the way that shot was done. Like, the thing is that the parts that had Samurai and Jack weren't even like they were standing in front of Jack and Archie. No one except the audience could see that. Who were they doing it for?
It was so great. It's like a level of commitment to your job.
I loved it so much. But the way that fight happened with them awkwardly grabbing each other's hand and waist during the fight,
and then the sword poking, that was so great. That was a great subtlety.
Yes, the temperature is rising. Punch the sword.
It's been 50 years. He's so like out of practice.
Well, I don't think Jack has ever been with anyone.
That's true too. He's been living the Bushido life. Very, very honorable.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was something I personally was, rooting for. He's our guy. He deserves some happiness now.
I heard you say Bushido, and for some reason I only heard the Bishy part, and I was like, Jack is living the life of a pretty boy?
Okay, I don't know that term.
Bishy is like anime pretty boy.
He is a handsome man, but
Well, I mean, maybe I've been in a minority here, but I kind of miss the beard.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what people have to appreciate, too. How far Jack has come this season. He spent the first, 4 episodes in this bottom depression, literally building up to suicide. And it's like, she saved him from that. He saved her, and then she saved him. That is beautiful character development. And it started slow, as in literally the last most of the season. And then finally, it's like, you just need a few good naked fight scenes, and you're ready to go.
That was fantastic, and the naked fight scene, it reminded me of that. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Another fight that Jackie Chan did, where he was also completely naked.
No, I did not see that.
Absolutely fantastic fight. Completely naked, surrounded by these dudes in this market outside, and he's got these plates. So he's got 5 or 6 plates around him that he's using to hit the guys with, but he always has at least one plate covering his crotch.
Nice.
So the speed that his hands move at to replace one plate and then use the old plate to hit a dude in the face, you never actually see his crotch, because he always has something covered. But the way he moves, it is so funny to watch while still keeping the fight scene really badass. And this felt like this was very similar, the way Ashi works as well.
No, it's very comical.
All the way you've got Jack's sword covering her crotch.
Yeah, the sword or the shield. It was that was great. Oh, but then from his perspective, she's just standing spread eagle, and he's like, Ashi, you're naked. She's like, yeah, so. She's been running around just covered in ash for freaking, weeks. Didn't matter. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Ashi has only ever been naked, really.
Yeah, basically.
Are we doing another naked podcast?
Every podcast is naked in one way or another. So, no, I loved it. And yeah, I know some people are butthurt. The only legitimate butthurt I would give is to people that are upset that they wanted a father-daughter kind of relationship, which I can see that. But at the same time, I'm more happy about this. So, yes. Also, can we talk about how we need a soundtrack for this season as soon as it's over? Because there was good music in this, too. I want a freaking soundtrack now.
The whole season has had such good, from that one at the end of episode 2, yes, when the who are all, and he's hiding in the tomb. That was amazing. And the rave song, We'll Never Forget You, that was, and then of course the song at the end of this. They've had some real standout pieces of music in this, which is funny because music has never really been something that we remembered the show for.
The old show did have good music too. I don't know, the style is a very good blend, representative of how, blended and weird the future is, I always thought. I'm not sure if it's the same guy. Sounds similar.
Music felt all right, but it never
stood out.
When you think of you think of the fights, you think of the artistry, you think the animation, of the changing aspect ratios, and the comedy and all that other shit that it does so well. But the music was never like. It has now reached a point where it is just doing everything perfectly.
Yes. I mean, this entire season, you got to think too, for all of the long hardcore fans, this is like 12 years of build-up, and I feel like the entire season has been solid, like, payoff, you know, after over a decade of waiting. It's like he really wanted to deliver for all the fans, and I mean, like I said, I'm in a whole bunch of different groups that, memes and stuff, and it's awesome. It's like just such new life being breathed into it.
Oh, absolutely. I've just started a new term at college, and my animation lecturer, we're basically Skyping off the first half of the lecture and just watching Samurai Jack because he hasn't seen the new episodes yet. He wanted to wait till everything was done and just binge it. But the problem is he now has his first years, second years, and graduate students all just raving at him about how good the show is now.
Yeah, no, it's great, and you guys can ask questions in the chat if you want. I am watching that, so we'll answer you once we see them. But yeah, no, it's there's something else someone pointed out in the scene early on when he eats that fruit or whatever, and his head turns into a fish. When he looks profile at the camera, his head looks a little bit, what's the word? Vaginal.
Phallic? Vaginal.
It's great foreshadowing of the everything.
I think I like phallic better. Like, vaginal just sounds dirty.
If you see the episode, you'd understand.
It does.
It's like moist. Like, there's nothing wrong with the word moist, but it reminds you of a fucking vagina.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The thing is that, the thing is, I think the world as a whole is far, far more accustomed to talking about dicks than they are about vaginas. Even saying that sentence, it was just like, huh.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I'm not wrong.
It's been a fantastic run, but now it's like we only have a few episodes left of like the series, and it's like, okay, how is this supposed to end? What's the end game now? Does he just have this blissful moment, and then, does he get back to the past? Does he reset everything? Is it impossible to go back to the past, and like it's just kill Aku and then you go forward from there? Does he reset it, and then he's also able to bring her back with him? It's like, now this adds new tension that a lot of people don't know how it's going to work out. It's another clever ploy.
Well, it's kind of like this is the world he lives in, the people that he's met who've had their lives. I think what he'll come to realize, this has always been kind of what I thought the ending would be, is that he would eventually decide not to change the past because, he's met all of these people and seen how they all live, and it's kind of like, why would I'm not going to change this because I'd be erasing all of these people.
Yeah, he'd essentially be like, removing them from existence. It's very dark in a lot of ways, and so, yeah, maybe that'll be the ultimate payoff, is that, and they've had all the quotes about how, Scott's he's been inspiring thousands of people, and Ashi had the scene going past everyone who he's touched, and it's like, he has changed the world already, even while Aku's like, sitting all depressed in his little tower. So, I don't know, it could be good.
God, Aku has been amazing in every scene he's been in this season.
I see Okart in the chat. You could join us in the call, Okart, if you want.
Here's my Okart.
Frickin' these people.
Yeah, we need some English chicks in here.
That's right.
I can pretend to be an English chick.
Go for it.
Do it.
Oh God, I've been put on the spot.
I expect a very heavy Cockney voice.
No, I can't do a Cockney voice. Like, I talk to my friend Carl too much, and Carl has a very, uppity British voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a uppity British accent.
Oh, yes, indeed. He probably has an accent very much like this, wouldn't you say?
You know,
yeah,
what's a great girl British voice from TV is frickin' what's her name? I don't know her name, but she's from Frasier. The girl from Frasier. There you go.
Okay.
Yes, I just started rewatching Frasier last night. I watched episode
Frasier was
2
a great
today.
show.
God,
I mean, it surpassed the success of Cheers, and it was the spin-off.
Frasier still holds up so well. Like, oh my god, it still holds up.
Oh yeah,
I was very surprised. Yeah.
It's a really good dynamic too, like the uppity boys and the old, soldier dad, and all. It's a very good cast of characters and a setup for he's a psychologist or whatever, and a radio show host. A very interesting, theme for a sitcom.
And, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh god.
Hello, Oki.
Morning.
Oh my gosh. Did you call us on a potato?
You're a potato. Be nice to her. She just woke up.
I believe that was called a mobile phone.
Wait, oh god, how did you just wake up? It's 7 o'clock in the evening where
Irish
you are.
Mobile.
I've been at work this morning and I went to bed because I was tired and I've literally just woken up.
The people in what? But our people, we sleep at real people time, not at American time. Don't have one of them.
Okay, let me break this down so you'd understand.
She's on my schedule now.
10 a.m. this morning, I was at work. I finished work at 3 o'clock. It's been a long-ass bloody week, so I decided to go to bed, and I've just woken up to my phone saying, hey guys, EAST Corp streaming, and they're calling everyone on Skype. So then I ignored it and went back to sleep, and now I'm awake, and you guys are still streaming, and you are complaining about Brits again.
Not complaining. It's
no,
it's fun. Actually, no, I love the girl.
we complaining?
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've now had to. What?
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 Being assholes.
What about apples?
What? I said assholes.
What about assholes?
You can hear the wave of the lag going back and forth between everyone.
Say what again?
Say what again?
I tell you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
What?
I am too tired to deal with this shit right now.
I love you.
God damn it, Needle.
You don't? Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy? I know they get them in the UK before America now. All these movies.
No, I've not seen it yet.
Shit. I'm trying to find a way to.
Just came out and stuff.
Let's talk about butts, Okart.
Are we talking about butts?
Yeah, we could go back to that. We just talked about butts in Samurai Jack.
Let's talk about how cute the butt I just made is.
That is a very... Yes. It was an adorable one.
I made a cute butt.
Can we just talk about how Wendy's is currently the world's greatest meme?
Oh yeah, the Wendy's waifu meme has exploded the last week.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking of cute butts, we'll talk about the Wendy's wife.
She's underage!
Speaking of cute baconators.
Wait, what?
She's not underage. It's freaking 40, 50 years. It's freaking fine.
Tumblr's full of fucking, feminazis and child molesters.
Yeah, this is the same Tumblr that had no problem with Aang and Katara in the sense that, he is 112 and she's, 13, 14. So, I mean, but no, that's fine because he was asleep for 100 years, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, but it absolutely doesn't count because not only was his mind asleep, but his body was frozen too. So literally no part of him, his soul made it.
The standards by which people measure this crap is insane. It's like, come on, guys. This is, it's like the no fun allowed sign. Like, just the entire website.
Oh, yeah.
And she's gone.
Red versus Blue took a shot. Oh, goodbye, Ocard. We lost our Brit.
Yeah.
RVB took a shot at Tumblr today.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the new season, but you can talk. I don't care. I'll catch up eventually.
New season of what?
Red vs. Blue.
You should. The new writer is really incredible. We haven't had a single episode shorter than 10 minutes so far. Dang. And what's really impressive is very much like Samurai Jack, that every episode is incredibly satisfying. They don't ever... every episode, they give you a satisfying chunk of content and answers to the questions you had, and then they set you up for the next episode. So that you never feel like you've just been... Miles had that... Miles was really annoying in the way that he would set up... He would set something up for you and then only tell you 2-3 episodes later. They would really drag that shit out.
Yeah. It was a very odd
this
structure.
guy... Yeah. The way the new guy, Joe Nicolosi, paces it is incredible. And for the weirdest thing, this episode had actual character development for Griff.
Oh my gosh.
What? Normally the red team are just joke fodder, but no, Griff had a sizable chunk of development.
Did his sister come back? Are you pregnant again?
She pitched up in one of the earlier episodes, which was just amazing.
Oh, nice.
This is some conspiracy bullshit. JFK can't jet fuel the moon landing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Sister was one of my favorite parts of season 5. It's like she was such an underrated character.
Oh god, yes. I love the when we were getting the ice broken, she fell under and she got stuck for 2 hours. And when they pulled her out, not only was she still alive, but she was also pregnant.
Oh my gosh, it's yeah.
How do you explain that? She was fantastic.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I'll have to catch up and start watching.
You should. You'll love this.
Final, but one of the last seasons of Game of Thrones is about to start too.
Yes, Game of Thrones.
Wait, what about Game of Thrones? I just started watching it.
Nothing's gonna get delayed. And nothing's gonna get delayed because, thank God, the writers' strike didn't happen.
Oh, that's good.
Wait, what didn't happen?
The writer's strike.
There was a writer's strike?
Almost.
No,
that's the point. So what happened, Kralak, was that the contract was coming up. Their last contract from 2012 expired, and it was coming up for negotiations. But this time it was getting very, very tense because a lot of shit's changed in the way in film and TV, from the birth of online streaming to Hollywood doubling its total revenue to $49 billion a year. They make a fuckload, but writers' money decreasing, or shit like how TV seasons run in summer, spring, and fall, and writers can only work on one show per season of those 3 sections. Which used to be fine back when all shows ran at around 22 episodes a season, but now that shows have been decreased to 16, 12, and sometimes even 8, you'll find the big problem there was that you'd have writers who would only be able to work for a few months in a season and then be left jobless because of the rules. So they had to change a lot of shit, and it almost looked like it wasn't going to. And the projections for the strike were big, like several months of striking, and which would have been really, really bad. That would have tossed out everything that we know and love, essentially.
For the rest of the year, basically, yeah.
Yeah, and even further than that.
They always have
that would affect. Yep, it would affect The Last Jedi. It would affect Game of Thrones. It would affect I mean, so many shows were cancelled because of it.
The thing, too, about writing, at least in movies, is the producers fuck with the writing so much. It's like the Rogue One problem, where you have one main original story writer, and then they bring in the second guy to, like, retool things, and then they still bring in, like, you know, the committee and clean it up even further from there. But then the whole thing feels a little bit disjointed, whereas I saw someone talk about Guardians 2, even though it's not quite as good as Guardians 1 in most people's opinions, it's still just the one writer, so every character has their clear and defined arc, and it all follows through, and it's a satisfying movie, and that's important.
Exactly. The risk of being tampered with by studio executives is a really big problem, which is why indie development is so it's like that golden egg. If you're able to be like Edgar Wright or someone like that, you know, maintain your independence without
leaving the system
without
completely.
losing the funding and the budget.
Speaking of movies, is it true that movies are sort of becoming dumber?
Oh yeah, by far.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, it's just they're like, I don't
mean,
know, they're not taking as many chances now. Things are getting more and more like committee based, in my opinion. Like, okay, we need more remakes because remakes are easy ways to make money, and then, you know, they just slap some together.
Yeah.
And that's also not something we can tell you, like, for sure, because it's all opinion based.
That's true too.
You know, somebody might say, yeah, this movie was very good and very intellectual, where another person would be like, it was about a duck.
Howard the Duck, to be
nothing else.
The other thing is that
it's really based on your opinion.
I think, well, in my opinion, to clarify, I think movies are becoming dumber, but in exchange, TV is becoming smarter.
Oh, I agree with that.
Because, and the same with video games, because you're now having movie writers who are switching over to work on TV and video games, because those have now become so much more...
especially quote-unquote premium TV, like Game of Thrones, and, like, you know, really big narrative productions like Breaking Bad.
Exactly. Breaking Bad is a fantastic example of that. You know, if Oscar Bates was a TV show, it would be Breaking Bad. But that's the thing, is that movies, not all movies are becoming dumber, though. Like, there are still some very intelligent, well thought out, well-made movies, especially under the animated section. Not all of them, you know. We're still getting Cars 3 and Boss Baby and Captain Underpants. Those are going to be shit. But on the other hand, you know, we're going to get shit like Wolfwalkers, which is from fucking Tom Moore, you know, who gave us Secret of Kells. This year, we're going to get...
We're getting another Secret of Kells?
No. The director of Secret of Kells is bringing a new film called Wolfwalkers.
Oh.
I was like, why? We already have two.
There's not two. There's only one.
Yeah, the second one's unrelated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Song of the Sea.
There is a child.
That's not Twilight. That's Needle. That's my sister. That's not Twilight. That's Needle.
Hello, small
I'm
child.
Twilight. I cosplay as Twilight.
That's a pony. That's a pony.
Yes, it is a pony, sweetie. You're so smart.
Oh my god.
That's a zebra. That's a zebra.
That's a zebra.
Yes, that is a zebra. That's me.
And who's that?
Who's who? That.
Mm-hmm.
That's Krelak.
Who's that?
That.
Mm-mm.
That.
Mm-hmm.
That's Skyballs.
Hello there.
Oh.
And he's a unicorn.
Yes, he is.
And he's teaching you.
Goodbye, Aurelia.
Oh my god, she's so
That
cute.
was adorable.
Brief visit from my little sister Aurelia. She is only 3.
That was your sister?
Goddaughter is.
She has a good vocabulary for 3. That's actually very good. Smart one.
Oh, yeah, no, she's absolutely adorable. She could, and very, very... I know, once again, it's like, it's a cliche to say oh my god, I know this is a cliche to say how intelligent she is, but fuck everything. That child is so smart.
I love the comment section. Oh my gosh, a My Little Pony podcast taken over by a small girl. Woo!
Yeah. God forbid the show's actual demographic comes onto the podcast. We haven't had any questions. I'm disappointed in you people listening to this because we haven't had any questions yet. Normally, there's at least one person who's asking, are you guys going to do Project Horizons?
No.
Wait, no, sorry, that's Stable Tech. Stable Tech was.
That's me.
I can't believe we got questions like that when we hadn't even released one episode of the original series yet. It's like, oh my gosh. So.
Well, we might because Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah, we are just saying we might because.
Well, no, that's not an EAST Corp production though. Kelly's doing that independently.
Yeah. And he also
you shouldn't say things like that.
He's too busy with college. Yes.
EAST Corp is a whole
rambling.
Far away from Project Horizons.
Project Horizons is just too big. We're working on our own. I mean, hell, even Confessions, which is our, arguably longest, running, or longest, just sheer volume, is, it's not even going to come close to the original.
Yeah.
Like, my estimate is it'll be about a third of the original Fallout Equestria in terms of word count. So, no, we're not going to touch Project Horizons, which is, 2.5 million words now? Holy hell.
But that's what I'm doing.
Well, I mean...
Well, yes, there is Needle. Needle is voicing Blackjack now.
Yeah, Blackjack!
Good luck with that.
Go fuck yourself!
Needle is...
What's that supposed to mean?
Needle is 4 waifus now. She is...
Too many waifus.
Well, I mean, she's 3 waifus. Butterfly Stitch doesn't technically count as a waifu.
Aww.
She's more of a grump foo.
She's still a waifu.
She's still a waifu. She's Blue Ball's waifu.
Everyone is someone's waifu. Aww.
Oh, that's the most inspiring thing that you've ever said in your life.
You got to strive.
You've written about 100,000. And in the entire 100,000 words of Confessions plus, you've written a lot of inspiring shit. But no, everyone is someone's waifu. That takes the cake.
I can't wait till episode 6 releases and everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's a biggin.
I cannot wait for episode 6.
Yeah, I'm still waiting because I'm still not 100%. Like, I recorded the song yesterday and it was still a little rough in my opinion. I'm like, gosh dang it, I gotta just keep on keeping on. Damn it. So, but it's good. We're almost done with all the art, so it's like we're almost there.
Yeah, we're gonna have another case where we're gonna have Terminal Secrets and Confessions releasing in the same month again.
Yeah, no, probably Terminal Secrets 4 will come out first, and then Confessions hopefully not too long afterwards. So.
I just can't believe.
Hey. Oh, your face. There's not a link to the production yet. Palatine, fuck your name is.
Wendy.
I'm sorry, I just woke up. There's not a link to the production yet because it hasn't been released yet. But if the other boys will allow me to post a link once it is up on the channel, I will do so. Fuck you.
Yes.
Then that's a no, so I won't be doing that.
Just put it in the comments, it's fine.
Just take the comments or the discussion, or on the discussion board on the back end of the channel, or onto the Discord.
Isn't Palatine the one of the things that makes bananas? It's like you crossbreed this thing with bananas
that's a plantain.
Plantain, that's right. Yeah, bananas are a strange fruit. Everyone forgets that like a lot of modern iterations of food are because of like very selective crossbreeding and agriculture science. It's kind of cool. It's like you look at like original maize, like very original like wheat and corn, and especially in the Americas, and it looks nothing like what you know today of the kind of foods. Like corn got way Corn looks like it did steroids, but not literally. Well, sometimes literally, but you know.
I know, right?
Corn looks like it got steroids.
That could be the title of the podcast.
It does kind of, though.
No, the podcast title is going to be Samurai Jack related, undoubtedly. So,
Oh, absolutely. Something to do with butts. Who the heck is that bug dude for the Anthem Diaries? Okay, cool. So we have our second question. That's not a dude, Chris Finley. That's a chick. That's definitely a chick, even though she is very bug-looking. No, that's not a spoiler. That's one of the characters. That is Veronica, or Victoria. I always get the character's name wrong, and it's my own goddamn character. This is problematic.
I was going to say, I got a species vibe from it as well.
Well, it's quite funny because I gave the art to Squall Swift, and I gave him the description, and he drew the picture, and I come back and I look at it, and I just think, hang on, wait, I can see her arms, her shoulders, but I don't see any shirt straps. Oh my god, he drew her shirtless.
Fantastic.
I go back and think, where are her clothes? And he's like, well, she's not naked, she's just full casual. So
he knows how to market
a show.
That's very smart. That's good job right there.
Right?
That's like
it's perfectly in character.
That's like the Ghost in the Shell series, where even though it's TV and they had to be a little bit more put together, they still open and end on a scene where she's standing facing a wall topless. That's how you sell a show.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you could call it full casual if you're still wearing pants.
Guys, we're at 1,278.
We are. Thank you, everybody out there, for spreading the word about our lovely channel.
1,270. Wait, it says 1,279 on the one page and 78 in the other. It's weird. Oh, speaking of numbers, Confessions episode 5. It became our first episode to break through the 2,000 view barrier. Woo!
Right on schedule in terms of watch timing. We haven't lost many fans, it seems. They all came with us.
Absolutely. Eternal Secrets episode 3 is about to break through 1,500. Same with Fallout Equestria behind the scenes, the first promo for it. So we're doing well there. What?
Those fancy pants. I ask myself how some pony could be named, so even if ponies never wear pants.
My theory is that they all...
Do they even know what pants are?
I have a theory on ponies and clothes.
Okay.
Okay, so...
It's wrong.
So myself and Mohan, Staple Tech's old writing director, we have this theory that ponies are the exact opposite in humans. Where, when they put on clothes, that's when they get sexual. To turn on another character, they put on more clothes. Let's put on a saddle, let's put on a jacket. So instead of going to strip clubs, they go to strap clubs.
What?
That's a good name, actually.
Right? You don't have strippers, you have strappers.
You put strap-ons on?
Yeah, that's what that implies in certain ways.
They strap on clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Because... So that's kind of... That's what I think, which also means that... which also means that in our cover art, clearly Skybolt, Krelak, and I are all wearing sexy clothing, and Needle's sitting there like, guys, am I the only professional one here? Take your clothes off. We're in a workspace.
I like it.
I agree to this.
Yeah, so,
Oh, God. Why? Who's thanking me? Palatine, Wendy, Crescent, why are you thanking me? What are you inspired to do? Are you drawing ponies with strap-ons now?
Please.
If so, it has to be our characters.
Yes, yeah, definitely send us whatever fan art you can. You can send them via the email or Facebook or whatever. We love the fan art.
Exactly. God damn it, curly fries.
Especially when it comes to me beating up Vermont in Skyball.
I just realized I never sent that to our lovely fans. I'm going to do that now, because the people in EAST Corp saw that, but I don't think I ever... Did we?
No, I'm saying we should. I just haven't... I don't think I have the file.
Yeah. Actually, I'll do that right now, and then I'll link it into the chat so everyone can see. Because... And I think the guy who did it is listening to our chat now.
Sweet.
Is listening to the live stream now. Where did I stick it? Whoa.
In your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Wrong hole! It was the exact right hole, though.
Yeah.
What?
Just the tip.
Okay.
Wait, was it the right hole or the left hole?
Well, that brings a
Go
whole new
away,
question.
If you have two holes on each side, I am concerned, Krellick.
That's that's what we call two for the price of one.
My God.
Yeah, so it's it's a good time now. Season 7 in full swing, and I haven't been paying attention. Actually, I still have to finish season 6, and then at the very least, I need to catch up with the DWK totally legit recaps. So.
Yeah, I'm fairly on track with those. Oh crap! It won't let me post web addresses. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, you might have to put a space or like remove the dot and put like parentheses dots. YouTube's really weird about that. I think it's spam control, but yeah.
All right, cool. Nope, did not like that. Let's try remove. Yeah, let's just remove the .com. Nope, did not like that either. Let's try remove the... Okay, there we go. So either... Okay, so if you're listening to this, go... I just posted the link there, except you just got to add in the https://www. At the beginning, or just go into Facebook, type in EAST Corp, and you'll find it there.
Yeah, you should all be on our Facebook page anyway. We have fun stuff there.
Yeah. And do check out, because this fan art is actually quite adorable.
Yes.
With Needle Stitch beating the hell out of myself in Skybolt.
You look like you're wearing
and
frickin'
Sky
socks.
and I are in a very secure position.
Me?
No, James, because zebra.
James? Because he's a zebra.
Or he's just wearing
I'm
socks.
always wearing stripy socks.
There was a giraffe with somewhat pretty smart look. There was a giraffe in an episode? Oh, sweet. I really got to catch up now.
Apparently the last episode had a giraffe. Also, speaking of which, I need to bitch about something.
Okay.
Oh my fucking god, I'm so pissed off.
I think I know what it is.
Because they're bringing the fucking yak.
Yes!
We've spoken about this shit.
Your favorite animals ever.
Hello?
I can hear you now. You went offline for a second.
Is it...
Hello? Oh, his rage disconnected him.
Hello?
We can hear you.
No, he's there.
Oh, in his rage, he messed up the stream somehow for himself. He'll probably have to sign off and sign back in. Hello? Oh, his rage disconnected.
Hello?
Hello? We can hear you.
No, he's there.
Okay.
Oh, in his rage, he messed up the stream somehow for himself. He'll probably have to sign off and sign back in.
I can't sign off because...
Oh, his rage disconnected. What the hell kind of echoes? Stop this. Stop this right now.
Okay.
Stop this madness.
Okay, James completely broke
Hello?
something. Hello, James. Hello.
Vermont.
It's in the public the titties chat, so you should be able to sign out and sign back in. The call won't drop. At least it shouldn't.
There we go. I can hear you now.
Okay. You got so angry about the yaks that you broke the stream.
No, it turns out what I did was I accidentally disconnected my speaker, so I couldn't hear what you guys were saying. I hit the table.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of me too. Yes, fuck these goddamn yaks. I hate them so much. They're just...
Why do you hate the yaks?
Because they're fucking yaks.
They're not funny. Their designs are awful. They're just annoying. And then the big problem is that they chose the yaks because they sat down. They were like, we've got this world. Let's show more of the world. And they were like, cool, yaks. Not, let's go and talk about the bat ponies because, we should talk about the bat ponies. The batties look awesome. I'd love some development on them. Or the zebras. Or, Saddle Arabia. No. Yaks. Let's go into the yaks. The thing that no one
I really want them to explore Saddle Arabia more. Real talk. I really like the design for the Saddle Arabian ponies.
The horses.
The horses.
Real horses.
I'd love for the Saddle Arabians to come back. The first episode of Pabs' SFM series that I wrote goes into them. The whole first season is focused on Saddle Arabia.
Nice.
Fucking Pabs. Fucking Davies, man.
Yeah, I blame
Wait,
Davies.
you wrote a season?
Hey, Davies is awesome.
Davies is awesome.
Did you see
I got to
his
spend
new
a good amount of time.
I did. Also, I have to point this out. Davies is fucking gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
He is. He's a gorgeous man.
Exactly. Which was infuriating because God damn it.
You're just mesmerized.
Dude, it was funny because at the /MLP party, fucking he was behind the bar bartending, right?
Nice.
And he was having a difficult time because there was a long line.
Nice.
So I was just like, yo man, do you want some help? He goes, yeah. Who the hell are you? And I was like, Needle Stitch, EAST Corp Productions. I'm a bartender by trade. And he's like, oh, fuck it, okay, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
It took him a second to realize. He's like, wait, EAST Corp, like, Vermont? And I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm Derpy. And he goes, holy shit.
Yes.
It was cool. And then, like, a bunch of people were starting to give me shit. They're like, you're not supposed to be back here. And he's like, bruh, fuck off. Well, he said, dude. He said, dude, fuck off.
Mm. Yeah, he never say bruh. He is English.
He's like, dude, fuck off. She's a bartender by trade. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, he's very good at immediately relinquishing responsibility to someone else.
Yeah, I guess that's a talent. That is not my job.
He didn't leave. He stayed there, and I gave him more to drink, and he's just like happy because I'm getting him drunk.
Yep. Oh, and you gave him more to drink. Yeah, no, he must have been in fucking heaven.
He's a cool dude. I like him.
He is a cool dude.
Yeah. I've worked with him for a few years. He's the whole reason fucking Terminal Secrets was originally pitched. He was the only person who would listen to me until I eventually managed to get Skybolt nailed down.
I was listening early on. I just had no power in the writing group.
I was listening. I just didn't give a shit.
No. I was actually actively campaigning to be a part of it. That's why I wrote Terminal C or Confessions 2 in a stable. It was almost like an audition. It's like J.J. Abrams doing Star Trek.
I never fucking knew that.
Yeah, that was part of my
The thing is, I don't understand subtleties. You gotta remember, Skybolt, I'm autistic as fuck.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to be loved on the writing team, but they didn't love me for a while.
Oh, no. We loved you. It was just,
You were annoying.
Love.
I have no clue why you never got added to the writing team. We added a bunch of other people that came and went and came.
It was literally 2 years. It wasn't until we were pitching for Terminal Secrets, getting it actually launched, and then I put in Dose. That's when I actually got added to the chat room.
But god damn, I remember that we were sitting there and Scale pitches Dose, and we're like, oh my god, this is really fucking awesome. JD's sitting there, hey, we should make this the first episode. Yeah.
I was happy with that, yes. I was glad the turn, where it's like, oh, by the way, this is all in their heads and it's all one big, placebo effect. I thought I was really proud of that, like, turn of events, so. Yeah.
Davies is...
So,
Davies just said we have to talk about his tattoo.
Yeah, Davies,
Who?
why don't you get in the chat? He could come in the call, too. I mean, why not? What the fuck?
Davies isn't a part of the channel.
Well, I think it's easy enough to just add someone into a call.
No, not allowed to. Not allowed to!
With crossing streams.
Don't cross the...
Shut up, I'm talking.
Back to the past.
Backpedaling a little bit, talking about the giraffes. So a friend of mine, we were talking about the giraffes yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I feel like the giraffes and the zebras should have their own little story arc. Like, even though the giraffes aren't sentient, they're just fucking giraffes. But I'm like, dude, the giraffes should have their own story arc. And the reason why they don't act sentient is because they're actually beatboxers. And the zebras are the rappers.
Oh my gosh.
So the reason why they don't talk is because they just constantly beatbox. Everything that they do is beatbox.
I'd love to see a conversation like that play out. Like, would there be little subtitles underneath the giraffe, or would the audience be expected?
Yep, and only people who understand them are the zebras.
Oh God! So you basically got that. You basically got that scene from. So a conversation with them would basically be like that one scene from Hot Fuzz, where you've got three characters, all of whom all translating for each other until eventually you reach English.
Pretty much.
The zebra has to translate for the giraffes. The giraffe says something. The zebra explains what that is, and then you need someone else to explain what the rhyming zebra just said.
The rap tracks that they lay down are really just really long philosophical like conversations between a zebra and a giraffe. You don't know what the giraffe is saying, but you know it's pretty fucking deep.
Yeah. No, guaranteed. Oh my god, so it's basically like Gummy.
Yes.
From episode 100. What is life? Is it nothing more than the search for a cutie mark?
A miserable pile of
and you watch as they literally jump a shark.
Yeah, that whole episode was just so insane.
I love that.
Jerk off.
It got so much hate from so many people. I fucking love that episode.
It's because the people who hated it were the bronies who they were trying to pander to. And they didn't like that their OC or their OTP or whatever the fuck didn't get, like, confirmed. I
gotta say,
about that.
Having seen that episode, I've come to the realization that I can't ship Vinyl and Octavia. They look way more like sisters now, just with the way they're fucking. It's like they've drawn tape down the side of down their room. They are sisters who have been begrudgingly forced to live together.
It's like that web animation.
So
yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Vinyl and Octavia, I did a hot chili pepper thing with a friend of mine.
Okay.
Like, we were doing like this little mini panel, right?
Okay.
And we were eating hot chili peppers, and we were supposed to talk about different things, and we got to this point where we had a confessional. And I don't do well with spicy at all. And I ate this chili pepper, and
mistakes were made.
They're like, okay, confess your deepest secrets. And so I'm trying to stay. I'm Vinyl at this point, and I'm trying to stay in character and trying to stay quiet. And I'm eating this chili pepper, and I'm fucking dying. And eventually, I just yell, "I'm lesbian! Octavia's my wife!" And everyone just starts dying. They're like, "We knew!" It's like, who fucking told? And the girl who was doing Pinky was like, "I did."
I missed the part where the chili pepper came into play.
Because I was doing a chili pepper confessional.
Okay. So what? You just eat a chili pepper and then say something?
It started out as a chili pepper review or whatever. You eat the chili pepper and then they give you a topic and you're supposed to talk about that topic. Okay. And then later on in the panel we got to a chili pepper confessional. And so we ate another chili pepper. They gave us a break. They let us have some milk and stuff, and then they gave us another chili pepper that was a little bit hotter, and we had to confess our deepest secrets as that character. Okay. And I was vinyl, so I yelled, "I'm lesbian!"
Oh my god. Guys?
What?
Guys? What? Chili pepper podcast.
Sure. I'll say I'm eating chili peppers. I already won a chili pepper contest at a men's thing at one point. And I'm fine. I'll have something that sounds like a chili pepper.
I'm used to eating spicy foods.
I mean, I like spicy food to an extent, but it's like I'm not going to eat spice for the sake of spice. It's like these people that mix like ghost pepper and habanero and crap all together. It's like, why? I just like, is your dick that small that you have to eat some ridiculously spicy food to prove something to someone? Like, come on. This is ridiculous.
You got to give me like a good reason to do it because I can't do spicy. Like, I will legit throw up. They had a trash can by me the entire time because I warned them. I was like, spicy foods will make me vomit.
Oh, that's got to be a bad vomit, too. All the spicy coming up with stomach acid.
Oh, God, no, don't describe it, Skyball.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
It's not a fun time. It hurts.
Yeah. At least it didn't come out the other end.
It does eventually.
Oh, wow, I don't want to talk about things going out of ends.
I don't want to talk about things coming out of needle.
Can we talk about things going into ends instead? That's so much more enjoyable.
This coffee's dead. I made really good coffee.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta get new coffee too. I'm almost out of my my Columbia Bold brand. I gotta stock up. I want to find something new. I want to try some different brands this next time.
You should try Death Wish.
Death Wish. Who makes that? Or is that the brand name?
That's the brand name and the name of the coffee. Okay. It's the most caffeinated coffee you will ever buy.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I have some Air Force friends who they've been drinking this Black Rifle coffee that also has some very caffeinated variants, so I might try some of those too.
There's some decent coffee in South Africa. Every now and then you come across some pretty special fucking coffee, but not everywhere. We still have way too much. We still have way too much mud coffee. It's really just makes me shudder.
I haven't had coffee since I was 12.
My ultimate first world problem.
Well, that's weird too because you can get our Arabica coffee just right there on the other side of the continent. Just go for
Arabica.
Arabica.
I mean, it's lesser coffee because only New World coffee is real coffee. But I mean, it's still good.
We're laughing about the way you're saying it.
Well, I don't know. I've heard people say it different ways. I mean,
it just sounds Arabica. That's what it sounds like.
Well, it sounds better than saying Arabica. Like, I don't know. That sounds weirder to me.
Arabica sounds bad, too.
Yeah, so Arabica. I don't know. Whatever. That's the English language for you. It changes the, what is it?
Because it's literally Arabic with an A at the end. That's the reason why he can't just say Arabic.
Arabica. Yeah, it's I don't know. Whatever. It's the it's the sand coffee versus the jungle coffee. So
that's racist.
No, it's climactic.
It's climactic.
I don't know. I feel like I should be offended by it.
Do ponies know coffee? I want some kind of in-world thing where it's like llamas. They're like the coffee people because that would make a lot of sense. It's like the Peruvian llamas in Peruvian coffee. Yes. Or was it alpaca?
It's called Starbucks.
Dear God in heaven. Kralak, you were calling my name.
Sorry.
Yes, I was going to ask, what is African coffee like? Compared to American coffee.
The temperature...
He probably has never had American coffee, so he wouldn't fucking know.
Yeah, I've never been to America.
You can buy coffee from other places. I mean, have you had tomatoes? Tomatoes are from America too.
I have not had to be fair, I have had things from America.
This is what Columbia Exchange.
Like your ex-girlfriend?
Yes, thank you. Needle picking up
Good
on
job.
it. Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
I have sampled America's taste.
Oh my gosh. You got the sloppy seconds, it sounds like, based on the earlier story. Or fourths, or fifths, or whatever.
I was the seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
I think so.
You should go get tested.
Okay, to be I did.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because it's like, hey, by the way, my girlfriend was cheating on me. Okay, cool. First thing before I even go and break up with her, go straight to the fucking clinic. Just give me all of them.
Yeah.
Just stick the needle in there. Let's just do this shit.
Europeans thought tomatoes were poisonous.
Oh wait, they stick a needle in your dick?
Wait, what?
Is that what they do?
I don't think so.
No.
That's for priapism.
Oh god, I was so nervous for a second.
They do not stick a needle in your dick.
No, you only do that in very specific reasons and occasions. It's not recommended.
Like for example,
not
when
recommended
you're feeling particularly.
How do they test for male STDs? Because I know how they test for female STDs.
It's
they take.
I wouldn't know actually. I've never had to get tested.
It depends on the STD. But normally a blood sample will do just fine. Either that or just a cursory glance by a doctor.
Cursory glance, just
whip it out, babe.
Whip it out, babe.
Just whip it out, babe. That guy looked like a talking penis.
Well, yeah, and it depends on what you're afraid of, too. It's like, okay, you can take antibiotics for whatever the, bacterial infections are, but then when you get into the weeds of viruses, then it gets more complicated.
Huh.
For the record, I was completely clean.
Okay, good. Okay.
I wasn't worried about it.
Oh.
I wasn't either.
Nice to know that everyone here is so concerned for my health.
We're not fucking, I don't care.
Well, I mean, it could be life-threatening or whatever, change of life.
Yeah, if it was life-threatening, then I would give a shit. I'd be like, oh man, dude, that fucking sucks. Like, how can we help? But like, something like...
Do warts affect the way you talk? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Do warts affect the way you write? No? Okay.
I love the fact that Skybolt and I were both like talking. We're like, okay, we're looking at STD and how it affects us, on how it affects my capacity to be alive. Krelak and Needle, it only affects us if we're fucking. Your minds both went.
See, that's how you know I care. So, yeah, it's.
I care too, but it's not life-threatening, so you're fine.
I care too, but I can't do anything about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so going back to Samurai Jack. That was another piece of very well-executed tension building, was when she first got bit by the slug thing, and he had to suck the venom out. That was great.
For the record...
Yes.
For the record... trying to suck the venom out, not only does that not work, but it makes it worse.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, sucking poison
out
makes it
worse. So much worse.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because... Yeah, so if someone ever gets bit by you, don't try sucking on them. In any other scenario, and they're a consenting adult, then yes, suck on them.
Hot. Fuck me. Okay, I died. Alright.
Then.
I died. I'm playing a video game while we're talking.
Oh.
Nice to see we have your full attention, Miss Stitch.
You do. I mean, I'm answering questions. I'm talking. Nobody's asking me questions in the chat, so I don't need to pay attention.
That does... What?
Oh, I saw someone point out in the chat, world coffee problems, something with Luna. Oh, yeah, because she's up all night. That's another thing that would have been great for an episode, is if they did a Bat Ponies episode, that could have a lot of Luna story and development, too. I would love to see more of that.
They were asking when Princess Luna's birthday is.
Is that a public thing?
We're not going to know that.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Nobody fucking knows.
I mean, we know, I think, what, Pinky and Rainbow Dash, right? I guess it could be
Nightmare Night?
Well, we know that they have birthdays. We don't know what the day is.
Well, yeah, they have birthdays. They were born at some point.
And Pinky, we haven't had a Pinky birthday. We've had a Gummy birthday.
No, we had the Pinky birthday when she went crazy and, you know, almost went...
Oh, yeah, that's right, with Madame LaFleur.
Party of One.
Party of One.
And there was the Rock family. Yeah, that was really creepy. Also, I went and looked at... I only recently realized this, because every time I have to do the... write a new chapter of Wasteland Survival Guide, the lore-based stuff, I go and look up the map of Equestria just to make sure that I'm, you know... within the bounds, but I noticed on my last look through, the Rock family owns a really big fucking size of land.
Oh,
like, it's actually kind of ridiculous.
Well, yeah, they need a lot of play because they got to move their rocks to the different fields.
Yes, but I mean, I'm just pulling it up now so I can see the exact size. But it's fucking. I mean, it's bigger than Ponyville. It is bigger than Appaloosa. It is, well, it's about the same size as Appaloosa, really. I mean, it is really big. Like,
what exactly do they do on the rock farm?
They farm rocks, Krellick.
Farm rocks. It's in the name, Krellick.
I like to imagine that they have like, you know, they quote unquote struck gold and they start selling a whole bunch of, like, you know, coal or, like, you know, crystal magic gems to the government, and so it's just like, you know, they get nationalized or something.
See, I think, like, personally, I think what goes on is the rocks, you know how they said that they had to move them to a different field every season or whatever? I think what happens is the rocks are actually grown like, they're not rocks, the gems are grown like fruit inside of the rocks.
A rolling stone collects.
So the reason why they have to move the rocks to the different fields is because they have to keep them warm, like eggs.
That's how Pinky was born.
Yeah, maybe that's how kids are born in Equestria. Maybe they're all farmed from rocks.
Yes.
At least the Rock family, which would make sense.
Which means that the Rock family... That's why the Rock family have such a large piece of land. Because they're actually the most powerful people in the entirety of Equestria. They're the source of children.
They're the source of gems.
And children.
Yeah, farmers.
Insert the X-Files theme.
There. I inserted the
inserted. Basketball out.
Insertion complete. So I have like hour-long lunches at work, right?
Okay.
And at work we have 3 TVs. We have 3 different break rooms with 3 TVs, and you can basically watch whatever the fuck you want. So the other day during my break, I was fucking watching Coneheads.
Okay.
And it was great, and I was very sad when I had to go back to work because the Coneheads was almost over. There was still like a half hour left.
Yeah, that was at the end of his career. That was an interesting movie. Absolutely.
It was the first one.
Yeah, I see in the chat. I saw memes made about the Mod and Rarity episode. I gotta watch that now because it looked very fun.
Oh.
So I have the I need to talk. once again, about the horror of giving terrible themes to film students.
Okay.
So every term they give us a new theme that our films for the term have to be based on that theme. Last term it was either comedy or horror, which, okay, fine, that worked. This term it's either brand awareness, like, you know, ads and shit, and the other is PSAs, because that'll represent the majority of our work coming out of university. We'll be working on ads or public service announcements and tackling social issues and shit like that. Here's the problem with that: trying to teach film students how to talk about social issues without being too preachy, because we already have 7 films about homophobia.
Oh my gosh.
I've lost count of the amount of films on racism. There's one film doing black on black violence. Guaranteed there will be a whole bunch on rape.
Yay!
And they're going to be so absolutely terrible, because, you know, it's not like rape is one of, if not the hardest thing to discuss in the medium of film.
Yeah,
ever.
Look what happened to Game of Thrones, and they actually did that very tastefully.
Exactly, Game of Thrones did a really, really good job. I'd argue it's one of the best interpretations of the subject on TV, and they still kind of fucked it up.
You know, it's just the people. None of them actually watched the episode. They never actually paid attention. Yeah. You saw her back. He unzips the thing down her back or whatever, and that's it. And then it cuts away to sad Theon or Reek, you know, having to watch her and crying and it breaking him on the inside, so he finally rises up and fights. It was a very well done thing. Gosh, pisses me off.
Exactly. So like,
everything pisses you off, Sky.
Yes.
I agree with Skybolt, though. The show got unnecessarily criticized for what was really an absolutely excellent scene. But the problem is that they still got torn down for it, because at the end of the day, that is, I mean, you could probably name the amount of writers who have successfully tackled that issue on your fingers. Like, it is so difficult to write about. I avoid it completely.
Well, you know what you should write about instead? Frickin' Pepsi. That's worked out so well for them.
Oh my god, the fucking Pepsi guy, like, who went to the UC Berkeley riots?
Well, yeah, and then there's someone who's now violently throwing Pepsi at other people. It's like, great job, Pepsi. Way to insert yourself into, you know, ongoing riots.
No, have you seen the dude at the UC Berkeley?
I saw one who offered Pepsi, like, satirically, and then I've seen one where people are throwing full unopened cans of Pepsi at people.
No, okay, so, like, the UC Berkeley guy was satirical. He fucking, like, goes up to this guy and is just like, hey, do you want a Pepsi?
Oh my god.
And they're like, yeah, sure, sweet, Pepsi. And they hold the Pepsi in their hand, they look at it, and then they chuck it at someone.
Oh, you know, I can't wait for the time where...
He genuinely sounded excited for the Pepsi, and then he fucking chucks it at someone.
I can't wait for the time when brands stop doing that. When I'm drinking a flavored carbonated high fructose corn syrup beverage, the last thing I want to think about is, you know, the politics going on. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm having a Pepsi. Oh. It's like, no. Can we please not? It's like, no reason for it. So I'm just, good. I hope that kills the brand. I hope
Sky is triggered.
I hope their quarterly, returns go down plunging from it. Damn it.
Sky is triggered.
I haven't had soda in like 5 years.
Yeah, I don't really drink soda much anyway. It's just like...
What?
It's just like cane sugar soda. I can't stand high fructose corn syrup or the diet stuff anymore. Ugh.
Yeah, I've been drinking nothing but water.
It's good. Yeah.
Holy shit! I wish I had your guys' strength.
I like so juice.
Well, it's just when you do it, when you do it enough times, you just don't think about it. It just never crosses your mind.
I pretty much, in terms of caffeine, I replaced all the soda in my diet with more coffee, so that's been a positive change.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I should probably try to do that because, I mean, so far I've managed to limit myself to 2 glasses of Coke a day, but I used to be a lot worse.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I'm talking, like, my dad and I would go through a 2-liter Coke in a day.
Nice.
Easy. Problem is that kind of burns. That kind of comes from my first, from my internship, and then my first year as an editor, where that was essentially what we were given was 2-minute noodles, Cokes, and peanut butter and honey sandwiches. That like we were just given that and expected, and we were kind of like lived off that for 2 years. When we were working. So you go through these 12-hour sprints. And especially back when I was an intern, and the director, who was also one of the editors, she did not stop to eat. So I had to make sure that she was eating. So that also I just became very accustomed to pouring Coke or coffee, cutting a sandwich, and then just handing it over. So it's like, I've got to try and... I'm still trying to break that 2-year habit. Very unsuccessfully.
Nice.
I gained way too much weight after that.
Yeah, it's things that happen. So no, that's it's good if you could get off the soda, at least in the general sense. Just something a little bit better for you, like. But yeah, no. So it's pretty crazy.
I just realized we're on the Unlucky podcast.
Unlucky? Oh yeah, it is podcast 13. Who knows what that means going forward?
On the other hand, that does mean, I mean, what, that's EAST Corp is now around 26 weeks old.
Yeah, maybe it's
so
like the number 23.
It's once every 2 weeks.
All magic numbers.
I mean, we have been around since October 31st. I think we're about half a year.
Yeah, we more or less launched on Halloween. That was interesting.
I think it was like the 30th.
Yeah.
Because then the 31st is World Audio Drama Day. There was also that. I thought that was really hilarious that it's like that weekend is essentially just our anniversary, World Audio Drama Day. Sweet.
I like how it's like right after Fallout Day, the Great War, then we begin. It seems appropriate.
October is basically our biggest month.
Yes.
Oh man, but it's interesting to see how far we've come in just half a year.
Yeah. Wasteland Survival Guide really came into its own, and
oh god, I'm loving what Wasteland Survival Guide is looking right now. I knew having regular content would do good for us in terms of just rebuilding our what we'd lost after leaving Stapletech, but it really has done. It's kind of, we're going to get to a point where it's going to be more popular.
What are we talking about?
Secrets and Confessions.
Yeah, I mean it's good regular content.
What's going on?
We're talking about how far.
Oh, we were just saying. Specifically, Wasteland Survival Guide, I reckon it's going to be. It'll very quickly become our. Well, it'll very quickly become our most popular production.
Dude, I love Wasteland, and I'm not just saying that because it's me. I'm saying that because I like it.
I think it's a fantastic series. And I like that style. I need to move my ass and write more.
I need to record more. I'm getting behind. I think I only have one backlogged.
I was really proud.
I delivered. I have a con coming up, so I got to make sure I got to get a couple more out. That way, I'm good until I've recovered from con, because con knocks me out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get hit that hard from this last con, but whew, I would...
You had pneumonia, dude. You almost died.
That sucked. So,
That's unusual. I've never heard of anybody getting, like, something that could legit kill them from a con.
It was a long couple of weeks. But, yeah.
It is actually... Oh, God.
Mums and I were worried. We're like, oh shit, we spent so much time with this guy. Are we gonna get pneumonia? Yes. Are we gonna die? Is Skybolt patient 0?
We have, speaking of patient 0, that's what we've now nicknamed our writing, my writing lecturer. Because every time we have a lecture, he reveals to us another ailment or disorder that he has. We've started losing track now.
Okay.
He has an underdeveloped hippocampus. He has short-term memory loss. He has hyper-anxiety. He sweats a lot. Like shaking his hand is like running your hand under a tap. He's got wonky legs like I do, and he just keeps listing off all of these things. He's hyper empathetic, so he almost never looks anyone in the eye. We're kind of sitting there like, oh dear God in heaven, this is patient 0. This is how we all die.
Yeah,
we're just waiting for the day.
That's that's quite the combination. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm. He's also incredibly bald, so the light always just reflects off his head. We've come to the realization, or we've got a theory that that his head is just a large light bulb, and every time he has an idea, his head lights up.
Oh, that's great.
You just see the light shine up, and you'd be like, 3, 2, 1. Guys, I have an idea!
I see in the chat room someone made it.
Well, the way we think is that it's actually... The way we think is it's probably way more dramatic, that the light shoots out of his eyes and mouth, and his head sort of cocks back and makes this noise. So it's sort of like, and I'm talking. And yeah.
I saw in the chat someone mentioned Nuka World, sort of. I have yet to actually finish that DLC. You know what happened to me was I started playing through it, and then frickin' Curie got all mad about like any kind of like even talking to raiders was bad. So it's like, oh, I can't even finish it because now she's like, you know, threatening to leave and all this crap. So now I have my mod playthrough, and I haven't even met Curie yet. And I've got, what's her name? Kate. Kate is the current waifu. And she's pretty, like, she has no empathy for anything. So I might take her to Nuka World, and she might not care if we join raiders and stuff.
I like Kate. Kate will be against raider stuff. She's, like, that's, like, one of the big problems with Fallout 4 is that you don't have enough companions who are just like, you want to fuck shit up? You want to be a raider? You want to do evil shit? Awesome, me too. Like, you got strong with that. Like, even Hancock, who's supposed to be this morally reprehensible, you know, crime lord, even he's, like, pretty much a good guy.
Oh, has anyone ever tried doing the Fallout Equestria version of Nuka World?
No. Did someone, like, make a mod or something?
No, I'm just curious if anyone has ever tried that. Maybe we should try something like that. Maybe make like a Sparkle Cola world or something.
I'm just surprised how much of Nuka World is like collecting crap. Which again, in my original playthrough, I'm most of the way to finding the damn circuit boards because I just want to crack open the space X1 armor. But I still don't have enough of the dang circuit boards yet, so I'm like, son of a gun, where the heck are they? So I don't
know. Doc Diamonds in the chat, I can't pronounce that, who was looking for cons in Germany. Yes, GarlicCon is one, and it is honestly, it's one of the better conventions.
Yes, I've heard.
That I've heard of.
I want to go back to the motherland.
it's also very. I think it's the most. I think it's currently now tied with TrotCon as the most Fallout Equestria friendly convention.
Nice.
They love us over there. Not us specifically, but Fallout Equestria people. Like, they paid for JD to fly over. Went back when Stable Tech was at the height of its powers.
Yeah, no, that was sort of peak Stable Tech right there, and yeah, it's too bad. I mean, I would love to go to more Fallout friendly, places, but they're too far for all of us.
Yeah.
Well, TrotCon.
And you know that Galacon will be incredibly well organized because it's German. Like, it will be on time, it will be prompt.
I find that racist and offensive.
Yeah, at least the Germans made the clocks run on time. Freaking Italians couldn't get their shit together.
Well, that's like one of my favorite lines from Community was the fact that they can never wake up earlier than the Germans, so the Germans always beat them. It's like, damn them, and they're perfectly crafted timepieces.
Yeah, and then you go to Switzerland, and they have all the very accurate timepieces, but they also don't care because it's Switzerland. So they're just hiding in their little mountain fortress. Don't matter.
And secretly ruling the world.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
me.
They control it through the chocolate supply. I mean, how can you, when you have the gatekeeper to the world's currency, Toblerone, I mean, it's not right. The Swiss control the world. So,
which country is, I think it's Switzerland, the one that, where they have something like, if they will blow up all of the roads leading into the country, if they're invaded.
Yeah, that's Switzerland.
Like, they have the capacity.
It's part of the Swiss Redoubt, their national defense system. I mean, Switzerland is literally a fortress. Like, they built all these, like, passageways and, like, military, like, artillery into the mountains, into the Alps around them, and then the side that doesn't have quite as many mountains is full of everything else. So it's like, Switzerland's crazy, man.
It's like, one of the few countries in the world that I don't think anyone has any intention or desire to invade. They
keep them themselves.
Exactly. They're going to be security crazy. It's like Denmark. No one's going to invade Denmark.
Are you sure about that? Denmark is.
No one's going to invade the United States.
Denmark is interesting because it's got a good choke point of the Baltic Sea. So it's a very interesting position in the old wars, all the like mid second millennium. Anyway.
If anybody wants to invade the United States, they very well could, because we're disorganized as fuck.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It would did you see how easily the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor?
No, I mean the mainland U.S.
Sneak attack. That's all they got to do, and we're caught with our pants around our legs.
Yeah, because I mean, for you guys to do anything, you've got to get it through your really weird system of government. I'm trying to imagine. Oh my god, this would make for the best cartoon ever.
Oh god.
Your Congress all controlling a single robot, like a giant robot. They're all inside the robot's head. It's like to move the foot. They've got to introduce a bill. They've got to pass it, and you've got someone from the other side of the aisle trying to block the bill to get it passed. Not because they don't want the foot to move, just because they want to spite the person who's passing the bill. Because fuck them. That I'm trying to imagine Congress controlling a giant robot like that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, yeah, it'd also be the world's least threatening giant robot.
Yeah. Yep. Oh no, giant robot! Oh wait, it's controlled by the U.S. It's fine. It's fine.
Probably shouldn't invade Russia, as they got the winter.
Yeah, Russia.
Okay. No. Russian winter is not that bad. It's the spring you have to worry about.
What, from melt off?
Yes, because they have a very bad mud season. Because they have so much snow, and the snow is totally fine, but when it melts and it goes into the ground, it, like, eventually it can't be absorbed anymore, so you just get feet and feet of mud, like you're in waist-deep mud, and you will literally get stuck and die because you're stuck in waist-deep mud and you can't get out. So the winter's fine. It's the spring that you gotta worry about.
It's Russia. Just don't invade Russia.
Yeah, it really doesn't work out for anyone because they can.
You can rent a tank for $5 over there.
That's awesome. Everyone should do that.
I spent like 10 days in Russia when I was younger. It was pretty awesome.
What part of Russia?
So, Moscow, then St. Petersburg.
Okay.
St. Petersburg is one of... Actually, no, I scratched it. It is the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
Yeah, no, that old Orthodox architecture is very nice. I like that.
Like, man, alongside that, the water and the bridges, because it's got a Venice type thing going on where it's built not really Venice, but because it's built across, I think, 42 different islands all next to each other.
That's kind of cool.
And yeah, it's absolutely incredible just getting around, and it's
hopefully it's not sinking into the ocean like Venice is either.
Yeah, hopefully not. I actually went to Venice immediately after St. Petersburg for like 3 or 4 days, and that was like a big thing because I was excited for Venice until I got there and I was like, this place is so filthy. And like, maybe I wouldn't have minded at first, but because I was coming from Russia, where, I mean, the dustbins are so goddamn clean. Everything is spotless there.
No, it really is incredible how clean they can keep their major cities. I mean, God, yeah. I wish we could do that here. This is great.
That was like really nice to see. I mean, obviously, I know shit's not perfect in Russia, but at least the shit was clean. That was nice. Although, for the record, the this was one of the weirder things. The hotel had a strip club in it.
Nice.
Third floor was a strip club.
That's amazing.
Right? We were just like going through random floors to see what we could find. We get to floor 3, it's like, oh, okay, cool. We were like 14, 15 at the time, so we were ushered out very quickly. We did not get near the door.
Nice.
Nah.
They have prostitutes waiting for you at the door. Like, you breeze past them.
Yeah, that was a result of the 90s, you know, the sort of reformation. The government went through some weird phases.
The government went through weird phases. I'm just trying to imagine now teenage government with emo hair.
Teenage government.
And you've got the president standing there like, I'm sorry about Congress. They're going through a phase right now. It's just a phase.
Yeah, what was that, Yeltsin? That was funny. He's a silly guy. Yeah, so it's
I feel like you could make a lot of jokes, with the cartoon version of your Congress.
Hi, kitty.
Well, it's like we're getting into Hitalia territory now.
Hello.
Oh God, Hitalia is fantastic.
Yeah, I've never watched like the show proper, but I've seen a lot of like general derivatives people have online. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you like to get your belly scratch. Oh, your belly scratch. Oh.
Either one of Needle's cats has arrived, or Needle is giving herself a belly rub.
It's my cats.
Okay.
She like came over and started headbutting my arm, like, Mom, give me attention. So now I'm vigorously scratching her back, and she rolls over so I can scratch her belly. So now I'm vigorously scratching her belly, and she's just like, oh, yes.
I'm surprised she hasn't clamped down yet. The claws go in.
Right.
The second you touch the stomach, you know, no. No.
My cats love it. They love getting beat up. Like, when they're on the, like, carpet, I'll, like, grab them and just kind of shake them around, and they love it. They love being rough played. It's kind of nice. They don't ever use their claws. The only time they ever use their claws are when they're in pain.
Okay.
Oh.
And even then, it's like, it's not claw so much as it's bapping your hand with a little bit of claw just to be like, hey, no, stop it.
Bap.
They rarely ever dig into me. Anytime I get claw, it's because I pick them up and they're jumping off of me. So they just happen to, like, you know, use their back paws to push off me. You know what I mean? So it's never anything, like, malicious. My cats aren't malicious. They're super sweet.
My cat's mean. My cat was a dustbin cat that we rescued. So so even years later now, she is still really, really, really prone to using claws.
My cats, they were born to a stray mother, and I got them when they were still pretty little. And I've just kind of taught them to be outrageously tolerant.
Outrageously tolerant.
Outrageously tolerant. Like, I will pick up these cats and I will flip them on their back and I will hold them between my legs while I put on their claw caps.
Oh yeah.
And they never do anything. They just wait until I'm done. They do the same thing with showers. Like, I'll pick them up, flip them on their back, put them in the tub, and then rinse down their body. And they don't care. Wow. I will lay on them. Like, I'll put my head on them and just like, hello, kitty. And they don't care.
Hello, kitty.
Wow, they are so outrageously tolerant. You should probably just rename them all to Gem. They are truly, truly outrageous.
My sister would love that reference. She's a huge Gem fan.
Wait, there's actual Fembolt?
Kind of. I have an older sister who was raised in the 80s.
Oh, she's the older one.
Oh, yeah, she's the oldest of me and my brother, yeah.
Hot.
I wouldn't know. She's my sister. I do not make such evaluations.
Jesus. But I took him to the vet one time, and even the vet was like, yeah, I picked them up and I gave them a shot, and they didn't even claw into me. They just made little sad meowing sounds.
Aww.
And I was like, yeah, they don't scratch. If they scratch, I know something is wrong.
That's good.
If they bite, I know something is wrong. Like, the only time they've ever scratched someone was when my roommate was yelling at me. Not the current roommate, but my old roommate. He was yelling at me, and they fucking scratched up his leg.
I don't want to think about sad putty tat.
They make sad little meowing sounds whenever they don't like something. Like Rose, my black and white cat, when I took her outside to go get her first shots, she just went, meh, meh. I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then my current roommate brought his cat in. Her name is Bug. And Bug. And I was trying to introduce them. And Bug was hissing at Rose, and Rose was trying to, like, hiss back, but she was curled up and all scared, and she was just going, like, she was hissing but shaking at the same time, so her hisses were coming out. I was like, "Aw, kitty, I'm sorry." Hi, Rose. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think I've given up on cats in the general sense. It's like, unless I get married at some point and the wife really, really wants cats, not a fan. It's just me.
I love cats. Well, I love my cats. Not all cats are as nice as mine.
It's all about them small to medium-sized dogs. Frickin' anything from pug to corgi. Perfect.
Dude, I want another golden retriever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really bad. I miss my golden. She died a couple years back, and I want another one. Like if I didn't work as much as I did, I would have another dog. But
dogs
because
have
I'm
owners,
constantly
cats have servants. That is perfect. Yes.
Oh, that is absolutely correct.
My cats act like dogs.
So it looks like they're finally sending out. They finished printing the third and final edition of the Fallout Equestria books.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
they
yeah.
finally condensed it into one book. Interesting.
Have you seen what the book looks like?
I thought it's really cool binding, very like thick and like professional looking.
I ordered from this copy because I missed the first two printings. I only I missed those first two printings, so this is just like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
I'm getting a copy.
I got in on that second printing, so I wasn't gonna make the jump for this one.
You poor second printing people.
You poor second printing people.
But I got a print. I mean, the first one was, 5 volumes? The second one was just 2 volumes.
Yeah. Because the first one was done in the... Because KCAT kind of divided it into 5 sections herself.
That's true.
So it kind of made sense there.
Yeah, that was in Stapletech. They originally wanted to break it into 5 seasons to fit that to fit those
exactly.
brackets, but no.
Yeah, I've probably still got the old Stapletech planning document. We should go through that sometime.
We really should. I want to have at the very least in the documentary we can do a lot of retrospectives like that.
Yeah, I mean there were some interesting things in there. We didn't. There were a few things that we had to that we had to slot and change and move around to have them in different orders. That we either just disagreed with how KCAT did it in the original book, or we had to change for the sake of converting to animation medium.
Yeah.
It really is. It's unfortunate that that the series will never come to fruition, because there were a few really solid ideas, even though we did change. Dear God, we did. There were a lot of things that we did end up changing, which had it gone forward, we would have been very heavily criticized for that, because that was like whenever you guys went to conventions, the two questions you were always asked, aside from you always got the first one, which is like, are you going to be doing Project Horizons next? No. And then you have the other question of, are you going to be doing the adaptation word for word?
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's my opinion of that too. The adaptation was never going to be word for word.
No, God, no.
Ever. Even there was not only was there no way that was going to happen. I mean,
it wouldn't have translated into the medium well at all. It would be horrible.
Oh, yeah, precious baby.
And also, just from the perspective of the writers, can you imagine what a dull, boring process that would be, transcribing everything in there like that? Like, no fucking way. We took a lot of liberties in some sections. Some we were allowed to get away with, some had to be dialed back. My original draft of of what was the old Appaloosa scene where she meets an alicorn for the first time. In my original draft of that, I moved them out onto a cliff and had Little Pip pull the cliff apart with her telekinesis, because I still kind of hold to this day that the way she drops the train on top of the alicorn was always a bit too Looney Tunes. It was a bit too cartoony. And I didn't feel it would... I was like, it kind of works in book format, but in visuals, it really is just like train coming and smashing it, and it doesn't fit at all. We pulled it back and did go with the train cart eventually, but
I was more
found
upset
other
that
ways.
they took out the statuettes, the original main 6 and everything. That was the more problematic part.
Even as we were writing, the memory orbs did stay in, but in such a although in a different way, because KCAT added in the memory orbs so that she could have a method of discussing the flashbacks without breaking her POV. Whereas in film, because this was because we shifted to telling Fallout Equestria from a third-person perspective, we could do the flashbacks without the memory orbs. So losing those really wasn't too much of a big deal. The statuettes were an acceptable loss in my opinion. Like, it was a great detail for the book, but because of the limited time we had to do in the series, I can understand why. I obviously understand why we pulled it out. I was one of the people who had it pulled out, to be honest. It was too much.
Pull it out, babe.
I was upset because it was just another way they were like getting rid of the old stuff, because it was all the C&D panic, we're gonna get sued, and it's like they don't even know
the statuette wasn't. The statuette had nothing to do with the C&D though. That was purely pulled out for story reasons, where we felt that it was too big, it clogged up way too much of the story to be kept in.
Well, not like any of it matters anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nothing really matters.
Guys, help. My ex messaged me, and I don't know why.
Which ex?
He is lonely and horny.
Yeah, that's usually
probably.
The reason.
No, it's one of my exes, like, I dated back in high school, and I haven't talked to since literally July 5th of 2015.
Dang.
Like, that was the last message that he sent me, and it was, I'm a stripper now, and I'm like, that's nice.
Great. All right.
And now he's just like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, why the fuck are you talking to me?
I mean, if you're good enough as a guy to become a male stripper, then you're probably, doing well enough in life, so.
That is also true. You should date him.
No! I broke up with him because he fucked somebody who was underage and got her pregnant.
Oh, dang.
Whoa!
Okay.
That went from 0 to a million really fucking quickly. I need details.
Hello, chat. I see you.
So we were juniors in high school, I want to say. And he had sex with a girl who was, like, in middle school.
Oh, my gosh. How old was he?
And got her pregnant.
How old was he?
17, I want to say.
Okay.
Almost 18.
How old was she?
Middle school, 7th or 8th grade. I don't remember.
So, like, 13?
I'm in South Africa. We don't have middle school here.
No. How old is 8th grade? I want to say.
Usually, like 13, 14. Depends on the person.
I was 13 going into high school, so I want to say 11 or 12.
Holy!
Yeah.
That seems a bit young, because like 5th grade is usually when you turn 10. Or at least at most of friends I knew.
I mean, my brother's 11 now, and he's in 5th grade.
Yeah. I think 11 or 12 sounds young. Well, did you meet the girl? Did you, like, see her? Did she look 11 or 12, or did she look 13, 14?
Dude, I don't even try to guess anymore with kids these days.
That's true, too.
Fucking 13-year-olds look like they should be 18.
Yeah, it's something in the water.
I don't even try to guess anymore.
Yeah. But between, 11, 13, 14, 15, like, that's way too fucking young. Even 16, like, 16 is the legal age, but still, or at least I think it's the legal age in your country. In South Africa, it's like, I think it's 12 now here.
It's all relative. It's like, it is technically, it's technically illegal, but it's like, if you're both minors, then it's like, it's just the weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're both minors, it's fine, but it is weird. But, like, if you're like 17 and she's 16, that's fine. But if you're 20 and she's 16, then there's fucking issues. Like, so you're right, it is all relative. It is very relative. But in the case of the guy that Neil was describing, 17 and 13 or whatever, that's no.
Dude.
No.
Like, right now, I'm 22, okay? And I look 16. So, like, when I was kind of in the dating scene, people would ask for my ID. They're like, I don't believe that you're 20. And I'm like, I am 20. Here's my ID.
Why would it matter if you were 20 and presented ID? That doesn't mean anything in America.
Because there were some guys that were flirting with that they were over 18, and they're like, "You look like you're 16, and I'd rather not get in trouble."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm 22, Palatine.
That's still like nice and responsible.
See, not even Palatine thinks I'm 22.
Also, I love what Palatine said earlier. Ask for ID cards before sex.
I mean, we're basically at that point, yeah.
Well, it's like while you're busy getting written consent as well.
Yeah, filling out the triplicate and mailing it to the Ministry of Feminine Affairs.
Fucking right.
But yeah, I think I'd rather get the consent in triplicate than have any issues later, because that is still.
No, real talk. Like most feminists, most feminazis, they are big on. If you retract consent after sex, it's still rape.
I've seen that.
The ultimate problem. Sorry.
You can't retract consent.
Yeah.
Like that's also like the other big thing. I don't understand why people don't like. It doesn't seem like consent is hard to understand.
You can retract consent up to the point you're actually in the middle of doing the act. If you say, "Hey, I'm done, I don't want to do anymore," that's fine. But if you've already done the do and you say, "Hey, I retract consent now," it's like, what? No.
Yeah, you can't do it afterwards. Like even like if you're right up to the 11th hour, you are 99% of the way through sex, you can still retract consent, and then that's fine. But afterwards, you can't.
Retroactively.
Yeah, exactly. You can't retroactively not give consent. I
knew a girl who, like, I'm not going to use names.
No.
But she literally had sex with a guy, afterwards felt bad about it, and then went around telling everybody it was rape.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that we have these Title IX, like, college courts that then the guy goes to jail for that, even though it's ridiculous, and it's like, it's killing, like, culture in a lot of ways. It's like, if you want to create problems, then it's like, do stuff like that. It's terrible. So,
I mean, I'm not saying that there are still definitely major issues in a lot of places. But, and to be fair, there are things like I know some places where a woman who is drunk cannot legally give consent, for example.
Which makes sense, because,
Because, drunk people try to drive cars. Drunk people are not to be trusted.
I have a friend who does tattoos who literally says, if you come in and you seem inebriated, we will test your alcohol level. If you have any alcohol in your system, we won't give you any piercings and we won't give you any tattoos.
Yeah, that's good.
There are other things like, I saw there were some tests on consent not recently, like last year, I think, on things like if the woman nods, does that count as consent? Like, their things do start to get blurry to me. Like, I would want verbal consent.
It's gonna be interesting going forward.
It might kill the mood a little bit, but rather just be safe.
Hey, do me a favor. Verbally say yes.
Yes. Well, yeah. I'm sorry this is killing the mood, but I need you to give me a very clear answer right now.
And get it recorded too.
My job, like, if we ask if somebody is who they say they are, we'll say, "Oh, is this Mrs. Johnson?" We can't take we can't take yep. We can't take yeah. It has to be yes, this is Mrs. Johnson.
Oh yeah, especially for stuff like that too, banking transactions.
Like, can't take speaking either. Like, if somebody says speaking or if somebody just says speaking, we have to say, "So this is Mrs. Johnson?" They have to go, "Yes, this is Mrs. Johnson," or "Yes, this is she."
Yes.
Like, we have to get yes in there. Can't take affirmative.
So I think it was there are a whole bunch. There are pharmaceutical companies, for prescriptions where you can for cancer medication, where they could also give where patients were very specifically giving vague answers. Do you have cancer? Mm-hmm. They're not, and they could not be caught out because they were not saying yes. They were not saying no. They were saying mm-hmm. And for a while, they got away with it.
Oh my gosh!
What Neil's describing there kind of feels like a reaction to that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, is there anything we haven't covered? Like, I don't know, shows or life or whatnot? Because we're not going to have a podcast next week. I'm going to be out of town doing work stuff or moving stuff. So, yeah, if you in the chat have any questions you want to ask us, now is the time because we'll be offline probably.
I'm going to be at a convention.
Well,
yes.
We're talking about live stuff. I managed to find an editor for my Fallout Equestria fanfic.
Nice.
And then he tried to slash it. And then he tried to slash it to ribbons because that's what editors do.
Yes.
Editors are the meanest people in the world.
How dare you change my art?
My great work of art. No. I've had mean editors. But most of the time, that's what... Because at EAST Corp, we don't really have editors, but we do have the producing team, which is basically how Neil became one of our producers.
Is because she was a de facto editor for some of your stuff.
Exactly. She does because she does a lot of she does a lot of editing on my chapters for Confessions, and then she helped out a lot on Terminal Secrets.
And Wasteland.
And Wasteland. Well, I mentioned Wasteland Survival Guide already. That was like the first.
No, you said Confessions and Terminal Secrets.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Confessions.
Sorry,
I do that shit myself.
I meant Wasteland Survival
Guide. Like, I don't help with Well, I help, like, minorly. I do a voice, but that's about it.
Yeah, no one helps with Confessions because Skyvault is all like, he sits there and erects like this giant steel barricade around his Confessions notes.
Yeah, it's a 70-foot wall on the outside of the island.
On an island.
Yeah, it's Mare Island. That's a reference. It's a fair.
Yeah. Here's the real question. Are our EAST Corp officers based on Mare Island? It feels like they should be.
No, they were actually, at least so far, they're based in Manhattan. So it's whether or not we survived there. So, yeah.
Boo! There aren't any mares there.
What?
There aren't any mares left on Mare Island either. They all died.
They're robots.
It's like, do you want to live on as just a robot? Well, that could be nice, but they're kind of like...
No, dude. Mare Island is just full of stallions, and they have to figure out how to reproduce without mares.
Oh, I still have a theory.
The transformation spell?
Our entire EAST Corp production team, our officers are actually based within the eye, within the head noggin skull thing of Ultramarine.
It's all a simulation. Simulation within a simulation.
Exactly, we're all just control. And so it's like everyone's taking turns driving her. Driving out.
I go around and lots of kitties.
What is Go Tigers 72? I still love that name so much. It took us a while to figure it out, though. Yeah, no, Project Horizons got finished last year, I think.
Yeah, it was only a few months ago.
I hated the ending.
It wasn't too long ago.
I hated the epilogue chapter with a fiery goddamn passion.
How did that work out?
Okay, so spoiler alert for everyone who has not finished Project Horizons or who actually cares. I'm now going to say the ending.
I don't care.
So,
don't be a dick.
Wait. I got one. Glory dies.
Nobody gives a shit.
Okay.
Okay,
James.
so they skip like 100 years or so, like a while, and it's annoying because within that chapter they have a really cool idea, which I've actually discussed before. I think that Little Pip and Blackjack are almost like legends. People aren't entirely certain that they existed. They're more like myths, which is really fucking awesome. But then it turns out that not only are Blackjack and Little Pip are still alive, and not only is Little Pip out of the SPP tower because, you know, why? But Glory and you got Glory is dead, P21 is dead, and fucking Homage is dead because time, and Blackjack and Little Pip are together.
Oh,
and the way
really?
the way they reveal that is in a letter that Homage has written to Blackjack saying, you need to take care of Little Pip emotionally and sexually. Those are the words it uses. Like, it is written so badly. It is shoehorned. It is just... it is so horribly written.
That seems like the
and
lowest
so
bar of
horribly done.
pandering.
It is. It really is. And they mention it so many times in the story. It's just like... In that last chapter, and it's just like, why would you do that? Why was he even writing Little Pip at all? Like, the way he did it in the first time he used Little Pip was fantastic because it took place inside that big memory gap that Little Pip has in the middle of the books, and it fits in nicely there. And I thought it was very intelligent and well written. But then you've got... But then that should have been it. That should have been the last time they touched the character. And, like, instead, nope. He brings the character back and rewrites her. I know it's like cliched now to bitch about how bad Project Horizon's got. It really is. Everyone seems to do it. Like, fucking on the Fallout Equestria Discord, they do it at least once a day.
So it's your typical fanfic ending.
Yeah, it's funny because Somber is in the chat.
Oh no!
He's in the Discord.
Oh no!
No, I think so. It's basically like, oh yeah, they're doing it right now.
Oh.
I think they are doing it right now.
That's gotta suck. I mean, I guess it comes
Somber's
with the
going to
territory,
Everfree.
Oh yes, you said Somber's going to Everfree.
Oh, nice.
Somber's going to Everfree. And like, I originally just like, I was super tired when I was told this. So I was just like, who the fuck is Somber? Like, it just didn't click in my head. And then Mums was like, babe, you voice Derpy and you don't know who Somber is. And I was like, I'm also running off of like 2 hours of sleep. Who the fuck is Somber? And he's just like, the guy who writes Project Horizons. I was like, oh, cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even that you voice Blackjack. You voice his character.
Yeah, that's a little bit less forgivable.
I was...
Somber made a sequel to Project Horizons.
Oh, did he?
He did, yeah. With, like, one of the least favorite characters, apparently.
Nice.
Blackjack?
You didn't like Scotch Tape?
That's a name
no,
I've never
not
heard,
really.
So obviously it's not a very well-loved and distributed character.
Scotch Tape is the name of a character?
That sounds like trademark infringement, too. Scotch is a brand name.
That is trademark infringement, like hardcore.
What was it? Can't remember what on earth I was saying now. What was I saying before that?
You were saying how awesome I am.
We were talking Project Horizons. I like Project Horizons
awesome.
to the extent that it elevated my 99 Problem song. Like, I didn't know how successful that would be, but damn, that fandom came out in droves, so thank you.
Scotch Tape.
Why are you talking to me?
Is your ex still trying to chat you up?
Scotch Tape is P21's daughter. Really? Okay.
I was like, what do you want? I don't know how. He sent me trash dove. I don't know how to respond. I'm just gonna ignore it.
Why would P21 keep that name, by the way? Why wouldn't you rename yourself something individualistic after escaping a scenario like that?
Something.
Card games.
It's like how Worm from Game of Thrones still wants to be called Worm because that's all he's ever known.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be like Tyrion, or not Tyrion, frickin' Greyjoy wanting to keep the name Reek. It's like, no, why would you do that? That sounds stupid.
But Reek has known another name. Reek has known another life. For a character like P21 or Worm, that's all they've ever known.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not necessarily, because remember, like, their names go up in numbers as the things get
that's
shuffled.
the other confusing thing, too. It's like...
He was born as P1, and then he became P2, and then P3, until eventually becoming P21. So actually, his name has changed 20 times.
Yeah, so it's not really a name, it's just a designation. It's like, I don't know, even in that kind of scenario, you think a common name would have naturally arisen among their little frickin' breeding pool.
But on the other hand, I do kind of like that, because it's still an interesting name, because at least it's not, you've got your standard pony names, and then you've got P21. It's a nice name. I quite like it.
It's a nice name for a robot, maybe.
For a robot.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I gotta say that Stable 99 is probably one of the most fucked up stable experiments that I've seen, and I've read Skybolt's episode 5.
What is the experiment for 99 exactly? Oh yeah, it's the or no, I don't fully understand it.
It's the world's weirdest matriarchy, where guys are essentially they exist just for breeding and pleasure.
Isn't that just normal Equestria?
I mean, on the one hand, that doesn't actually seem like the worst thing in the world, because the guys don't do any physical labor, if I recall. They basically are just there for sex.
It's a waste of horsepower.
Shut up. Skybolt, you're grounded.
No. Puns are the bread and butter of our universe.
Maybe for you, you're grounded.
The breeding stuff is not even the experiment. Yeah, that's just the fun part. Really? Oh, the real experiment is the waste recycling system?
Oh, was that it? Yes.
I don't know.
Wow.
It wasn't made necessarily clear, at least from what I read.
When you're writing a stable, maybe don't have the experiment be the least interesting part of your stable.
Yeah.
Like, that always felt to me like that should be maybe I sort of just blocked that out. Yeah. And writing a stable, that's like, not that I have any experience writing about stables. Right?
For me, I feel like the stable experiment should make sense in the context of it's something that Stable Tech would legitimately want to test and, get experimental data outcome. That's where it's got to start, is that, they're getting some kind of real results from running this experiment, or at least they think they will, and then you grow it off of that.
Because it's not like the original Fallout, where the people who ran Vault-Tec were actually just sadistic bastards, and eventually they gave up the pretense of social experiments and were just wanted to fuck with some guys. With Fallout Equestria, you got to remember that it is still Apple Bloom, Scudloo, and Sweetie Belle behind the experiment, so they still had very good motivations behind each experiment.
With Vault-Tec, too, all the best ones are the ones that actually make sense as to them testing something for, real-world preservation.
But at least with Vault-Tec, they still kind of have some leeway to make experiments that are just for fucking with you. Whereas Stable Tech, all of our experiments have some sort of which is really annoying because it means we have to throw out a lot of really cool stable ideas, but they have no applicable use to stable tech.
It probably falls more into the just screwing with them category, but Vault 11 will still always be my favorite. I will never not love that story the most, because holy cow, the turn. That's what I loved about the story, was just the turn when they finally figure out what's going on. It's like, holy cow. I really just need to do a dramatic reading myself at some point of, like, the Wikipedia entry.
No. Not allowed.
That's the kind of, like, thing I've strived for in, my own Terminal Secret stables, is just, that really compelling sort of, like, result of everything crashing down from this experiment that they launch. It's neat. So, like, in Dose, the sort of the big thing that happens is just, it goes back to Michael Crichton, like the breakdown of systems. So it's just a freezer going bad and them not knowing that the serum isn't like chilled ice cold anymore, that sends everything off into a frenzy. And then ends up, the chick commits the suicide, and then you got the freaking drunk guy, and he starts, breaking things down even faster. That's the sort of snowball effect like Jurassic Park that I just love.
Exactly, and you do it again in Hunger with Terminal Secrets, or at least on my chapters, it's less of watching everything go crashing down and more looking at the effects of the experiments on the individual ponies. I'm more than happy to just let the experiments continue.
The horses.
Which is, my stories for Terminal Secrets are a little bit less experiment focused, which hence Dose, not Dose, 537 being as different as it is. We have just finished. Casting just closed for episode 4, by the way. And we have in total received three auditions for the main character, and I think 15 auditions for Backstrap.
For Backstrap.
Yep.
I hope one of them is one of the dudes that we met at BabsCon. He was super chill. His name was like Vanilla Days or something. We called him Van. He was a super chill dude.
I might have received something from someone under that name. I don't remember. There are so many.
Yeah.
I sent mine in the last minute.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well,
I was busy.
You should know better, Krellick.
I got college.
Oh, you should still know better. I got school, or not school. I got work.
I got college.
Yeah, I've got to get Confession 7 done soon, and we got to get those auditions figured out, because, it's been such a busy spring. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, goddamn, things have been way, way too busy, but we're holding on.
Yeah, I mean, we got tons of stuff. You'll have Terminal Secrets 4 rolling out, so that gives me a little bit more buffer space for 6 and stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I think people have been enjoying all the interstitials too. I mean, we're rolling out songs and little random stuff like, Come to Me, and it should be fun going forward.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Terminal Secrets, I'm still looking at a July release for this new episode. That should give us a month for recording and give Kelly a month to really knock it out of the park with the audio effects.
Confession
I'm already done.
Earlier then.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying originally to go for end of May, but now I'm sad that it might end up being June instead. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see when they happen. Now that I'm moving, a lot of things are, like, interfering, so...
Terminal Secrets definitely won't be coming out in this month. Because we've changed how we are we've kind of changed our process. Instead of just taking in the voice recordings, we're now doing table reads with a voice acting director, so that everything is so that everything feels a bit more directed, a bit more solid. Because if you go back and listen through the old Terminal Secrets, you'll still hear a few responses from characters where you can very much tell that they were recorded separately. They don't gel together perfectly. And since we have a method of solving that, we're going to do it.
Bammo.
Yeah, it'll extend our production period by about 2 weeks, though, so there is that.
I'm already done.
What do you mean you're done? What are you done with?
I recorded all my shit. I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Did Kirby sign off on it?
Yeah, Kirby sat and read with me.
Nice.
We thought it would... Huh?
You must send it.
Yeah, we thought, send it to you? I sent it to Kirby.
Oh.
He's, what we did was we, just recorded pretty much everything that we said, and he's gonna pull out what he likes and he's gonna send it to you.
Oh, okay, I understand.
So he's doing second.
But we thought it would be good to, have both of us, like, reading, because there's a lot of, butterfly blue ball stuff going on, so we figured it would be best to kind of read together.
Yeah, exactly. Kirby is a pretty solid voice actor.
He kept telling me I was shit. Nice.
Really?
I was like, I can't tell if you're joking right now.
He's got to keep the pressure up. That's how voice direction works. You gotta keep the screws twisted so they're cranking out quality.
Is he a mean voice director?
Sometimes he got a little rude, so I started getting a little sassy, because I was just like, I can't tell if you're joking, so I'm just going to lash out.
That sounds like a cause-effect scenario.
Oh God, I'm nervous now, because I'm voicing a character in this one for the first time, so it's like, I'm going to have to sit down with him, and he's going to be mean to me.
Yeah, I got to turn in my lines, too. I am almost feeling better. Next weekend, I have completely free. I don't have any, yesterday I was busy as hell, so hopefully that should go smoothly enough.
All right.
I think we've covered about everything.
Okay.
Is there anything, chat, you want to ask us before we sign off? I want to get some lunch.
Yeah, and I've got to go to bed. I've got a script to finish for tomorrow morning.
Chickadee chat, you got any questions? I'm reading. I guess we are on the delay, so.
Don't see anything. All right.
Okay.
I think we can call it.
Okay. Sweet. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening. And like I said, I'll be out of town next week, but I don't know, we might have a podcast the week after. We'll see what happens.
Do you guys want me to vlog from Everfree?
If you see, Fallout Equestria related stuff, yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, fucking, what's his butt is gonna be there? Somber.
Yeah, if you can get, an interview or sit down or just bullshit, that'd be great.
All right, cool. We wrapping up?
Yes, okay. No, goodbye, everyone. We will talk to you later. Everybody loves somebody sometime.